In the event that you have the luxury of not being able to keep up with the state of the American economy, I apologize in advance, but I gotta be the one to put you on. If you want to remain ignorant, by all means scroll. But after this portion of the video, it's all facts, baby. All facts. All right, getting straight into it. We're going to be discussing the recession indicators as of August 2025. All right, and the information that I'm going to be giving to you is coming from the Washington Post. The name of the article is Long-Term Unemployment at Post-Pandemic High, Straining Workers and Economy. So I took a decent amount of notes from this article, so excuse me in advance, apologies in advance if I'm looking down a lot, but let's just get straight into it, right? So as of August 2025, 1 out of every 4 worker in the United States is unemployed and has been unemployed for at least half a year, right? This is a number that economists say is only seen during periods of economic turmoil. The first indication is employers have frozen hiring because of all of these tariffs that are being imposed by the Trump administration, as well as these policies that are crippling businesses, American businesses. They have frozen hiring. They're trying to wait everything out. They're trying to see the final effects of all of these tariffs and these policies. The second indication is layoffs are rising. Weekly claims for unemployment benefits or insurance has reached its highest level since October 2021. All right. The third indicator is 1.9 million Americans have been unemployed for at least 27 weeks, right? This is the first time in 4 years that there are more unemployed people in the United States than there are jobs. Now, this is the 5th recession indication. The unemployment rate has exceeded 25%. It is officially at 25.7%. Now, this has only happened 3 times since 1950, and it has always happened after a recession. After, not before. The first time that this happened was for 1 month, June 1983, after an inflation-fueled recession. The second time was for an 8-year stretch following the 2009 Great Recession. And the third time was for 1 year and a half after the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. And now we're facing that again. Just to make it very clear, those of you who voted for this man to be elected, for him to be in office, you voted for an administration that has not only been imposing policies that has been crippling American businesses, but tariffs that have been crippling the American economy, to the point where there has not only been massive layoffs, but these American companies that are either struggling to keep their doors open or are so money hungry that where they want to keep their pockets full have frozen hiring. Okay, they have frozen hiring. For there to be more unemployed people than there are jobs available in this country, that says a lot. That's absolutely alarming. But remember, y'all voted for this. Y'all voted for this. All you red states, all you red people, all you MAGA people, y'all voted for this. Now, let me introduce another issue with all of this, right? Studies have found that workers who are unemployed long-term are less likely to find jobs than others, right, compared to others. And it's not because they don't want to find a job, okay? But understand, once you've become unemployed long-term, you start to lose connections. You start to lose contact. Not only that, your skill set starts to be less valued, not because you haven't put in the work, because you haven't been working. So the growing field, and understand most fields are growing with each season, you're losing touch. You're not there. You're not present. So you're not able to keep up with the times. So when you are applying for jobs and they're asking for certain skill sets, you don't have it available because you don't have the experience. And God help you. God be with you if you are a younger worker or a recent graduate, a recent high school graduate or a recent college graduate, because you're going to have it harder than anybody else. You have it harder than anybody else. Considering just for entry-level jobs, they want you to have a minimum of 3 years experience. Good luck. Now I'm going to share with you some of the testimonies that have been submitted to this article that has been published by the Washington Post, okay? This is the first one. I have 15 plus years in IT. I thought I should be able to step in any job, said Steve Beal, 47 years old, who has been unemployed since March 2024. When he was laid off from a 6-figure job at Best Buy's corporate office in Minnesota. But so far, I've applied to at least 300 jobs, and it's all rejections. Even with referrals, networking, resume services, I haven't gotten anywhere. This is the next submission. Felicia Enriquez, a paralegal in Los Angeles, lost her job in July 2024. In the 14 months since, she's applied to hundreds of openings without any success. Local government jobs have dried up. Makes sense considering all of these federal layoffs. And even temp agencies are coming up empty, she said. Her unemployment benefits, $400 a week, ran out in February, and she's 6 months behind rent. So far, Enriquez's landlord has been understanding, but she worries about what will happen to her and her 16-year-old daughter when that goodwill runs out. Already, she's relying on food stamps to buy groceries. She says it's getting harder the longer it gets. That's the vicious part. At the beginning, when you lose your job, you have money saved up, you have unemployment, things are okay. But when that runs out, then you really have to worry. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the unemployment rate isn't skyrocketing. It isn't jumping to crazy numbers. However, the job market has frozen. It has completely frozen. It's at a standstill. It's stagnant, which is just as worse as if the unemployment rate was skyrocketing, because nobody's getting hired. If nobody's getting hired, no income is being made. It's not being generated. You understand? And we have an administration that's over here more worried about paying tribute to one individual than actually fixing the fucking state of the American economy. The American economy that's in the state that it's in because of all of these fucking policies and these tariffs. And that concludes your update on the state of the American economy as of August 2025. Do what you will with that information. And why I'm just now noticing that I went throughout this entire video without posting not one screenshot or any of my sources. So here is the screenshot of the head of the article. I don't know why the picture's not shrunken the way that I did, but fuck it, we ball. Anyway, you can see the title up top, so you can go and check for yourself. You could go and fact check for yourself. But the article is found on the Washington Post. Yeah.